Why are ADHD study tips notoriously bad and unrealistic? Like, I'm convinced people with actual ADHD aren't making these tips because treating my degree like a 9 to 5 doesn't sound that productive. It sounds a little suffocating. And the Pomodoro technique can only work for so many hours before it starts to drive me insane. But here are some toxic study tips from someone who actually has ADHD that have helped me change my grades from almost failing to top 10% pretty quickly. Number 1 is you can't rely on motivation with ADHD, not really even dedication. The only thing that keeps me going is accountability and shame. Like, anytime I need to study, I make sure I reach out to a friend or go study somewhere in public and use the shame and fear of other people judging me to keep me going. Doesn't sound super healthy, but that's kind of what fuels me, knowing that if I don't do it and do it when I said, I'm gonna be letting other people down, or other people are gonna know that I can't even stick to what I say. Number 2 is stop waiting for the perfect moment. You do have to learn to just start. I am the type of person who, if it's 2 minutes after the clock, I'll wait another hour before I can start studying. And because of that, surprise, surprise, I would waste hours doing nothing because I needed to be in the perfect headspace or the perfect environment to start. When I got into the habit of just opening up my laptop and going straight to my work, it made everything a lot easier. By just starting and getting into it, at least I got something done as opposed to nothing. Finally, I started planning the day around me and my study habits as opposed to what I see on the internet. I did try be that person who would wake up at 6 a.m. to be in the library by 7 and study all day, but I don't really have the energy for that. It sucks to say it, but I think I work best between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. So usually when I need to study and study hard, I pull an all-nighter in the library. I know that isn't super healthy, but that is when my brain is most functional. Sometimes having ADHD means working at inconvenient times, but knowing that's when you'll be most productive. Because there's no point in spending hours looking at an assignment or a piece of work when you'll be a lot more productive if you just do it maybe at nocturnal hours like me. Having ADHD is definitely hard, but I like to think it makes me a more creative and interesting person.